What's going on, everybody? Justin here. The Winds of Change is the channel name. Thank you for stopping by. If you've been following me on Instagram at all, I've been posting the past couple weeks about Kohl's having their 50% off clearance sale, and I made out pretty major, pretty big, according to what I do as a retail arbitrage sourcer. They had a bunch of shoes that I picked up for 50% off clearance, so I'm getting amazing deals like Kohl that are going for like $90 and I'm picking up for like 30. Shoes that are going for 100 and I'm picking up for like 25 to 40. So it was pretty good. What I want to do with you today is show you one of the shoes that I picked up that have just sold, because I'm getting them boxed up, making sure all the sizes are correct, making sure the condition's good, getting them all together, building boxes to send into Amazon and shipping them out so they can be stored on Amazon and then they can be sold later on FBA once they arrive to the warehouse. That's what I'm doing, and they're just now starting to get in there, and I'm starting to see sales. And I'm going to show you the first one that I've sold, and this is pretty interesting because, well, I'll show you why. Let's take a look at it. So this is the Adidas Alpha Bounce Plus running shoe in a size 6. So already off the bat, I'm thinking, okay, size 6, this is a little small. Typically you want between like 7 and like 9 or 10 for women's. But if the deal's good enough, I will get a 6, because there's always people out there that want that smaller size or need that smaller size. Same with bigger sizes up into like 11, 12s, etc. So I don't always stick to the most common shoe sizes when I'm dealing with shoes. I will get things that go below that or above that depending on the deal. And this was a good deal. To analyze this, we're going to be using a program called Profitl, and you can see that right up here. There is an affiliate link down below where you can sign up for that. If you think it's something that you could like and try it out, please consider doing that using that affiliate link. This is going to show you everything you need to know to make a good decision. And this is not only a add-on for like Google, it's also an app that you get on your phone that's going to show you this exact same data, but on your mobile device when you're outsourcing. So it's going to give you everything you need to make a good buying decision. So let's look at it. Well, I ended up selling mine for higher than this. Right now it's $74.99, and I ended up selling mine for $89. Now, the price that I paid for it through Kohl's with the clearance is $25. So already we can see that this is going to be an amazing deal. So I scan the product, comes up, and I see that it is going to make me this amount profit, $42.58. Here's the interesting thing about this, okay? The interesting thing about this is I don't believe that there was an actual price for this shoe when I picked it up. All right, so let's take a couple steps back. I scanned it. Price didn't really come up because there was maybe nothing available at the time. So instead of putting it back and saying, oh, there's none available, I thought, hey, there's none available. I wonder what it was selling for the last time that it was available. So you want to check Keepa. Now, if you don't have Keepa, that's fine if you have the Profitl app, because the Profitl app will actually let you see the same data. You can scroll down here to load price graph, and this is going to pop up a Keepa-like graph where you can see here, this is the price history, and you can see there's a huge gap, right? There's a huge gap between when there was pricing. So it was $89.99. Amazon was on it at this time for $65.65 right here. And then there was nothing. And then in March, all of a sudden things started popping up. Down here's the sales rank. You can see anytime that it goes down, that's meaning that there have been sales, because the sales rank, the closer to 0 it is, the more likely it is to sell, right? Number 1 seller as opposed to rank 242,000. Now here's the offer history, and this is where it gets interesting. So you can see in January there were no offers. Okay, so when I scanned this, nothing came up, but I thought, I wonder what it was selling for the last time. And I can see that there were no offers there, so you check out the price. Okay, last time it was selling for was in December for $89.99, $65, and I'm already knowing my price I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay $25. So I'm like, okay, if I could sell it for 80 or 60 to 80, it's still going to be a good deal for me. Okay, and you can see this is where people started to get on right here in March, and the price shot up to 90, and then of course it dropped back down to like 74 right now. But that's how I made that decision. Okay, so I just want that to be clear, because this is a huge thing that got me to be able to profit on this. We can take a look at the keeper graph as well. What I want to absolutely be clear about is when I scanned this, there was no data there for what it was selling for, because it was not available at the time. So I looked through the Profitl app, and then I double checked on Keepa to see what it was selling for when it was in stock. All right, that's the key I want you to take away here, because if I would have just not picked this up, I would have missed out on 40 something bucks. Again, you can see here, offer count all the way up until in January sometime. Nobody has them in stock, and then boom, they come in stock, and we got them popping off for a 90, and then now down to $74. So always check the keeper graph, or if you end up getting Profitl app, make sure you check that price graph to see what it was selling for the last time. Okay. Now, when you're doing shoes, you got to be a little careful, because there are variations. And if you look here on Profitl, it'll show you the variations. There's 54 variations of this shoe. Okay, that's color and size. So every different color and size is a different variation. But the graph right here, the keeper graph, this will be specific to the ASIN. So seller rank, not specific to the ASIN. Seller rank is specific to the parent ASIN, which is all the variations. But the graph don't lie. The graph is going to be what's going on with the actual size and color that you're checking out. So, and we can see that if we switch the color here. Let's just switch it over to this color. You can see how the graph changes, right? So still sort of the same thing here. Out of stock, in stock, and then somebody's got it for like 120 right now. So hopefully they get that sale. But that's another key takeaway. The seller rank is for all the variations. The keeper graph is for the specific ASIN. So it's really, really important when you're making these buying decisions. Let's take a look over here at Profitl again and just see what all information we can gather, why this was a good buy, and sort of what I made out of it. Again, paid 25, sold for 89. You can see it estimates these 34 to 59 a month. And again, they've been out of stock for a while. And then monthly revenue, ROI, 169%. That's pretty awesome. Here's your fee breakdown over here. All right, so the profit is $42. Not bad. Spend 25, profit 42. And then it's got some things that'll take you right to the list of Amazon, to take you to Amazon to view it. And then suppliers. This really isn't something that I would necessarily use on my phone, but if you were trying to find this somewhere else cheaper, like to reverse source and find it somewhere else, you could do find suppliers, and it'll pop you up on a Google search, and you'll be able to look. And you can see the exact ones don't come up. If it do, they take you back to Amazon or Al Sports, and so you're not going to get right now, just from a brief look, anywhere too much cheaper to be able to sell it. View stock. This is important. There's 2 selling FBA. Buy box winners. You can see the buy box. Who's hit the buy box in the last 90 days, in the last 30 days. Last 30 days, these 2 sellers have split it 50-50. Well, that's because there's the only 2 on it, right? And then down here, these are warnings. IP risk. It's just because it's Adidas. But I'm approved, not going to have any issues with it. Private label, the reason this is saying it's private label is because there's been traditionally a low seller count. So if there's only 1 or like 2 sellers, it's going to ding that as private label. We know that it's not private label because it's Adidas. It's just how the algorithm picks it up. Is Amazon on it? Yes, Amazon is on it. And then variations, it has a lot of variations, so that's something that they flag as well. What's cool about this too is you can do the storage fee. So say, I don't think I'm going to sell this for 3 months. You could say, all right, this is going to be 3 months in storage, and I'm going to buy 5 pair. So it's going to cost me $4 total. So it's helpful to know that. And then you can view the variation sales. This is going to give you a lot of data. So you wouldn't need to necessarily dig through this. You could also do this on Keepa, but it's going to show you all the different colors and sizes, and then the variations and how often it sells, so you can see which ones are going to be the best variations of the shoe. Really doesn't do a lot of good if this is the only variation that you have. You're just going to focus on that one. And then it comes down to whether it's a good buy or a bad buy. Now, this is something that I would take with a grain of salt because you're going to have to make your own decisions on this. There's a lot of positive here. Okay, over 25 sales a month, above 10% ROI. And the reason it comes down here to being a bad buy is an IP risk, and there's variations. But we already know it's not really going to be, it's Adidas, right? So we can say, okay, that IP risk, I've sold a bunch of Adidas, never had it. So based on experience, I'm not paying attention to that. Variations, yeah, there's a lot of variations, but I'm paying attention to the keeper graph, not necessarily the best seller rank. So that is how I determined that this was a good shoe. Didn't have the price at the beginning, but I checked the Keepa graph through Profitl, or you can check it through actual Keepa, and I saw that it was just out of stock. And so that's really going to be opportunities for you when you check things that are out of stock and see what they were selling for last time. And so I started to send them in, and this is the first shoe from that Kohl's haul that I've been sharing on Instagram, which you can follow me at. The link is down below. So I hope this helps somebody. Hoped that it gives you some inspiration, maybe picked your brain a little bit, maybe gave you an idea of a new tool that you can use with Profitl, how to check Keepa graphs, what to do if an item just isn't in stock right now, how to tell that, and then how to profit off of that. You could even raise it higher than it was last time, which is what I did. Last time it was like 80 something in the 60s, so I put it at 89, made out on top. So thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to sub, and I'll catch you all later.